and it looks like it's going back down. So I'm quite bullish silver. I think a lot of people were saying that we could see $60 silver spot this week. I'm not sure. It's still possible, but definitely before the maybe next week. I think silver will test 60.
And I'm not going to say the names today, but there's a couple of very, very attractive silver mining companies where the price should be down the line based on the current price, or even a price of $50 or $40 if you like. The price of those silver miners a year or two from now should be several multiples of where they are now. So people should be looking at the silver mining sector.
Silver is quietly building momentum with surging demand, undervalued miners, and a favorable gold-silver ratio hinting at a major breakout. A macro analyst, Mario Innecco, says he remains optimistic about silver's short-term action, noting that it performed well earlier in the day and may see another push higher once U.S. markets open. With the gold-silver ratio now leaning in silver's favor, he suggests that investors might want to consider shifting more weight towards silver-focused miners. Innecco argues that the ratio's current trajectory is a classic sign of silver beginning to outperform gold, a pattern that has preceded major bull runs in past cycles. Looking at longer-term charts, Innecco points out that during major precious metal bull markets such as 1980 and 2011, the gold-silver ratio collapsed dramatically, reaching as low as 15-1 and around 30-1 respectively. He believes those levels are not only achievable again but potentially inevitable if silver enters a true breakout phase. While gold may continue rising, he emphasizes that silver historically delivers the more explosive upside during these periods. Thompson adds that he has also been studying the silver mining sector closely. Though he isn't naming specific companies yet, he reveals that several silver miners look exceptionally attractive, so attractive that, even based on conservative silver assumptions of $40 to $50, their share prices could be multiple times higher within a year or two. He urges investors to take silver miners seriously, especially as silver has the potential to reach 5% of gold's price, implying $200 silver if gold reaches $4,000. Thompson also cautions investors not to be fooled by charts that make current prices look like unsustainable highs. What appears to be the top today often becomes the midpoint in hindsight. If you found value in this breakdown, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share it with other investors who are paying attention. We're here to keep bringing you sharp analysis and voices that understand what's unfolding. Thanks for watching.
I think silver will do well tomorrow, and it kind of has. I think we might see another move higher this afternoon when the U.S. Market opens.
Actually, it's funny you should ask that because for weeks and weeks I've had messages coming into my LinkedIn mock box, more than one a day, I would say, asking what my favorite picks are in the gold and silver mining sector. And I've been struggling to answer because the last time I did a study of that was 3 to 6 months ago when I did a couple of videos about it. And that's why I'm getting all these messages keep coming in. So I decided earlier in the week to restudy them, and I've just as we're speaking, I'm uploading. It should be uploaded by the time people watch this video. A video which is the result of I've gone through all the miners again. I've taken about 200 of them, reduced it to a short list of 20, and from that short list of 20, I've reduced it to a very, very short list. I won't say how many, but anyone who wants to see what my final picks in the gold mining sector and platinum are. Have a look at the video, which should be uploaded by the time you finish this video, Mario, on Clive Thompson.
Yeah.
All I'll say, they're all large companies, they're all profitable, and they're all going to have higher production in terms of number of ounces in the years which follow.
Yeah. No, the other thing, Clive, I don't know if you agree with me, is now that, and we're going to look at the gold silver ratio, now that that gold silver ratio seems to be favoring silver, wouldn't you want to like weigh some of your mining investments more towards the silver miners?
Absolutely. I haven't identified any specific silver miners in the video, but I can tell you, Mario, I've done some research on the silver mining sector, and I'm not going to say the names today, but there's a couple of very, very attractive silver mining companies where the price should be down the line based on the current price, or even a price of $50 or $40 if you like. The price of those silver miners a year or two from now should be several multiples of where they are now. So people should be looking at the silver mining sector.
And it looks like it's going back down. So I'm quite bullish silver. I think a lot of people were saying that we could see $60 silver spot this week. I'm not sure. It's still possible, but definitely before the maybe next week. I think silver will test 60. And the reason I'm showing the gold silver ratio is that every time there's a major bull market in silver or in gold and silver, excuse me, this ratio does really it drops really sharply. It means that silver is outperforming. So let's do it a monthly so people can have an idea. So you can see that in 1980 here, when we had the top in the precious metals bull market, the gold silver ratio went to 15 to 1. And also in 2011, it went to around 30 to 1. Some people don't think it can get back to 30 to 1. I actually, Clive, think it can get back to 15 to 1. So I think there's still a lot of room for silver to outperform gold. It doesn't mean to say gold is not going to keep going up. It's just that silver is going to be a stellar performer, in my opinion. Where, in your opinion, do you think this ratio could drop to? Are you one of those who don't think we'll ever see 15 to 1 again? Like we saw it in 1968 and 1980. So I don't see why it wouldn't be possible to see it again.
Well, there's no reason why silver shouldn't get to something like 5% of gold's price. So if gold is 4,000, that would imply $200 on silver. There's no law saying it can't be. I think one of the problems most private investors suffer from is they look at a graph, and when you see something going up, it's always at the top of the graph, and they assume because you've got this graph, it's at the top and it can't go any higher. And then 5 years later, what looked like the top is sort of a quarter from the bottom. So what I urge investors to do, when you're looking at a chart, always make sure the finishing level is halfway up and halfway down, so you don't get confused by the fact it seems to be at the top. Because I've had a lot of over the last 3 years, really, I've had constant messages saying it's too high. Whether it doesn't matter what we're talking about, but we're talking about stocks or we're talking about gold, silver. It's too high. I'm going to wait for a pullback. And of course, those people never got the pullback they were waiting for. And the reason they said it was too high was they looked at a chart. It looked like it was at the top, therefore it can't go above the ceiling. And then that ceiling moves higher. I think the price of silver will also depend on to what extent we have a depreciation or a confidence crisis related to currency. If at some point we have a crisis of confidence related to currency, I think there's going to be a huge rush by private individuals into silver coins of every type because they don't know what's coming next. And that could easily drive the ratio, beyond 50, down at 50 to 30 or 20, which is sort of more like a long-term, very, very old ratio.
Mario Innecco argues that the market's obsession with Bitcoin and U.S. equities has created a major blind spot, as gold and especially silver continue to outperform quietly but powerfully. He notes that while financial media highlights stock market optimism and political narratives around crypto, the real story is the explosive demand for physical metal evident in record sales, long lines at bullion dealers, and soaring premiums. According to Innecco, this disconnect cannot last. By early 2026, investors will start questioning why their fund managers ignored an asset class that has dramatically outpaced mainstream markets. And if institutional portfolios shift even a modest 5 to 10% allocation into precious metals, it could trigger a powerful repricing cycle that makes the current rally seem mild in comparison. Clive Thompson notes that with Mandarin and English being the dominant languages in Singapore, it raises the possibility that a viral Mandarin language post or video may be fueling the sudden surge in silver buying there. If that's the case, he suggests the enthusiasm could easily spill over into mainland China, where trends can accelerate rapidly once they take hold. However, Thompson emphasizes that so far there's been no clear indication from China of similar cues or buying frenzies for silver or gold, meaning the phenomenon may still be in its early stages, with the potential to grow if Chinese social media picks it up. Let's get back to the interview.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a kind of a battle this week. Uh, I think the last few days, with the exception of today, every time silver got up to like near 59 in the spot, we'd see an attack on it very, very sharply. And they took it down quite a bit yesterday as well, but it's like a beach ball almost. It keeps coming back up. It's at 58.25 now. It's been as high as 58.53 this morning. And I sent you something from a post from Bullion Star, and I'm going to share it here with you and the viewers. Bullion Star, they're in Singapore, of course, and it says record silver prices aren't slowing demand, they're accelerating it. Lines formed outside our bullion center before we even opened. This week's silver sales are already up 84% versus last week, with 3 days still to go. Customers are buying more silver at record prices, not less. This is what real ground level physical demand looks like. And you thought that was interesting. You made a comment. Maybe you want to tell the viewers what you think that could imply in the future.
Well, of course, the two languages in Singapore are Mandarin and English. And so I'm kind of wondering if there's been some sort of social media event or something like that, or some video which has gone viral, which is causing people to line up and buy the silver. But if it's in Mandarin, of course, that might mean this mania in Singapore is going to spread to China. We don't know that yet. I've seen nothing coming out of China yet saying that people are queuing up to buy silver or gold.
Yeah, I interviewed King Kong the other day, Eric Young, and he said that he has a friend who bought a lot of silver for his house, stuff for his house a few years ago when silver was below $20. And now, with silver above 50, this friend of his is like bragging about the silver and really flashing his silver around because it's more expensive. And what Eric said, being Chinese, is that he expects that the higher the price goes, the more people are going to want it. It's going to be like flaunting your wealth. With silver at $20, it wasn't like worth it, but maybe at 100, 200, or even 300, it's going to be, could be the new gold, so to speak, in terms of flaunting what you have. Is this
Well,
the experience you get as well from being to China several times and knowing the Chinese more than I do, of course? Yeah, people always chase things instead of, like you've said many times, doing dollar cost average or even just waiting for a big correction. In terms of silver here, I wanted to buy some yesterday, but I looked, the prices are like you're paying like 60 pounds for an ounce, and the spot price is 42. And you've got a big premium plus the VAT. So I think that might discourage people, even though I think longer term you shouldn't worry about the VAT. Maybe I will buy some if I find a good deal. Yeah, and you said well, you said already over a month or two ago that people are going to be questioning their fund managers in the beginning of 2026. You know, why haven't you put any money in gold and silver or the miners? I mean, Bitcoin is down like 1% year to date, and it seems like the focus, even of the Trump administration and like a lot of people on Wall Street is on Bitcoin, while silver is up almost 100%, Clive, and gold is up like 60%. And it's almost like it's not even talked about. And I saw it this morning, Clive, on the FT. The main story is about stocks, not about the fact that gold and silver have done really well, but U.S. stock sets for double-digit gains in 2026, say Wall Street Bank. So bullish forecasts come despite recent jitters over tech spending and potential bubble in the AI sector. So yeah, it seems to me that gold, silver, the metals, and even the miners that are up even more, but I think still have a lot to catch up on. They're still forgotten, and
Yeah.
I think eventually people are going to wake up and say, "Why are you putting some of my money in this?" And even if they don't put like everything in gold and silver, even if they put like 5 or 10%, it's gonna make what this year did look like a picnic.
The silver market shows strong signs of a continued upward trajectory, driven by accelerating physical demand and a gold-silver ratio increasingly favoring silver. Mining stocks in the silver sector remain attractively priced relative to potential future silver levels, offering significant upside for investors. Historical patterns suggest that periods of strong silver performance often coincide with declining ratios and heightened investor interest, and a potential monetary or currency confidence crisis could further amplify demand for physical silver. Taken together, these factors indicate that silver's most substantial gains may still be ahead, with both the metal and its miners poised for a powerful move. How might rising physical demand, undervalued silver miners, and a falling gold-silver ratio interact to shape silver's price trajectory over the next few years? So, stay tuned for clear, data-driven insights into the financial system. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss our weekly updates. Thank you for your continued support, and we hope you enjoy the video.